Have you ever wondered about the origins of the nuclear reactor, the heart of the nuclear power industry? Our journey begins in the late 1930s, a time of great scientific discovery and innovation. In the year 1938, nuclear fission was discovered by German chemists Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann. This was a breakthrough moment. For the first time, humanity had unlocked the power hidden within the atom, setting the stage for the development of the nuclear reactors. Fast forward to 1942, a team led by Italian physicist Enrico Fermi made a monumental leap. They brought about the first self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction. This was achieved through an experiment conducted at the University of Chicago, in a makeshift laboratory under the university's football stadium. The experiment was dubbed Chicago Pile 1, and it was the world's first nuclear reactor. Chicago Pile 1 was a rudimentary nuclear reactor, a pile of graphite bricks and wooden timbers, interspersed with uranium and uranium oxide. Despite its humble construction, it kick-started a revolution in energy production. The chain reaction it initiated was a proof of concept, a demonstration that nuclear fission could be controlled and harnessed. In the years that followed, the development of nuclear reactors for power generation took off. The potential for limitless clean energy was too great to ignore, yet it was a double-edged sword. The same process that could power cities could also create weapons of unprecedented destruction. This tension between creation and destruction, between power and peril, has characterized the nuclear industry from its inception. It's a delicate balance, a dance on the razor's edge of scientific discovery. Yet despite the challenges, the promise of nuclear power has continued to drive innovation and development in the field. This marked the beginning of a new era of power production which, despite its potential for destruction, held promise for limitless clean energy. From their inception, nuclear reactors have not remained static. They have evolved significantly over the years. Let's start our journey with pressurized water reactors, or PWRs for short. Pioneered in the mid-20th century, these reactors use water under high pressure to prevent it from boiling. This pressurized water is used as both a coolant and a neutron moderator, which slows down neutrons to sustain the nuclear chain reaction. Next, we find boiling water reactors, also known as BWRs. These were developed around the same time as PWRs. Unlike pressurized water reactors, BWRs allow the water to boil. This steam is then directed to a turbine generator to produce electricity. It's a bit more straightforward, but each type of reactor has its own advantages and challenges. Then, we have the fast neutron reactors. These are a breed apart. They use little to no neutron moderator, allowing the neutrons to move at high speeds. This makes them more efficient at using nuclear fuel, and they can even recycle some types of nuclear waste. But they're also more challenging to control. Now let's shift gears and discuss nuclear fusion. While nuclear reactors typically rely on nuclear fission, the splitting of atoms, nuclear fusion is all about combining atoms. It's the same process that powers our sun and all the stars in the universe. In theory, nuclear fusion could provide a near limitless supply of energy with minimal waste. But there's a catch. We've yet to develop a practical and sustainable way to achieve nuclear fusion on Earth. It's like trying to hold a star in a bottle. Nevertheless, the potential of nuclear fusion is enormous. It could provide a cleaner, safer, and more sustainable form of energy, revolutionizing our approach to power generation. It's a tantalizing prospect, and scientists around the world are racing to make it a reality. As we look to the future, the quest for nuclear fusion, the same process that powers our sun, could revolutionize the way we produce energy. But what happens when things go terribly wrong? The Chernobyl disaster is a stark reminder of the potential dangers of nuclear power. In the early hours of April 26, 1986, the world witnessed one of the most catastrophic nuclear accidents in history. The Chernobyl disaster, named after the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Pripyat, Ukraine, where the incident occurred, shook the world and forever altered our perception of nuclear power. What led to this disaster was a safety test gone wrong. The test was designed to simulate a power outage, with the aim of assessing how long the reactor's turbines would keep spinning and supplying power to the main cooling pumps. Unfortunately, due to a fatal combination of design flaws and operator errors, Reactor 4 went into an uncontrollable power surge. This caused a massive steam explosion and subsequent fires that released at least 5% of the radioactive reactor core into the atmosphere and downwind. The aftermath of the Chernobyl disaster was devastating. The immediate area surrounding the reactor was rendered uninhabitable due to high levels of radiation. The explosion and release of radioactive materials led to numerous immediate deaths, while thousands more suffered from the effects of radiation exposure in the following years. But every cloud has a silver lining. The Chernobyl disaster served as a wake-up call, leading to significant improvements in nuclear safety. It made it abundantly clear that safety precautions should never be overlooked in the pursuit of nuclear power. This incident led to rigorous reviews and enhancements of safety protocols, not only in the Soviet Union, but also worldwide. In the aftermath of Chernobyl, there was a marked increase in demand for more robust containment structures, improved emergency response procedures, and a renewed emphasis on the importance of safety culture in nuclear power plants across the globe. These changes have significantly reduced the likelihood of a similar disaster happening again. The Chernobyl disaster served as a grim reminder of the potential dangers of nuclear power, but it also led to significant improvements in nuclear safety. So where does the future lie for nuclear reactors? As we look ahead, it's clear that the evolution of nuclear reactor technology is far from over. One trend to watch is the development of small modular reactors. These compact powerhouses are designed for mass production and can be easily transported to remote locations. This could mean affordable, reliable nuclear energy for communities that have traditionally lacked access to such resources. But the real game changer on the horizon is nuclear fusion. Unlike the nuclear fission process used in today's reactors, fusion combines atomic nuclei to release energy. The same process powers our sun and all the stars in the universe. Scientists have been trying to harness nuclear fusion for years, and while it's still a monumental challenge, the potential rewards are enormous. Imagine a world powered by a virtually unlimited, clean energy source with no risk of nuclear meltdown. While the journey of nuclear reactors has been marked by both triumph and tragedy, their evolution continues, driven by the promise of clean, limitless energy. What are your thoughts about nuclear energy? Write your opinion in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to History Hub for more interesting content.